Okay. Hope not this one. Okay. So what I'm going to talk about today is just to talk about one of the practices that I do of using AI in my classrooms. Since I was using AI, oh, well, by the way, let me actually first introduce myself. My name is Naseer. I'm an associate professor of information systems at the Lam Family College of Business. I'm also the director of the Lam Larson Initiative for Emerging Technologies. So as the title of this, probably I'm really tech enthusiasm. So I really take the tech tools fun. I try to have fun with that and then try to be able to actually use them in the benefit of me, myself, and also my students. One of the things that I use the AI in my course design and classroom is to be able to create affordable teaching and learning to make more accessible stuff for the people, for especially my students. And one of the practices that I started long time ago, but with AI tools like ChatGPT and Cloud AI and things like that, it got really helpful. It accelerated my speed. Was to be able to create material for my class and be able to use essentially self-guided or self-learning modules for my students. Now, there's a couple of tools that I'm using, and I'm not going through like how I'm doing the whole thing because that's gonna take a little bit of time. Today, I'm just going to focus on how do I use ChatGPT or tools like that for creating your question banks, because that's going to be like when you're on a publisher, they usually provide like question banks with there, and that's one of the advantages of the publishers, assignments, question banks, and all this stuff. But when you are deciding to have your own material or your own self-learning modules, and you're dependent you're depending on yourself, and so one of the most time consuming and tedious works is to be able to come up with the question next. Jessica, please let me know when I have to finish it. uh, I don't have you completely on my side. So yeah, so I don't know how many of you have used ChatGPT. Can you show me with a thumbs up if you have used ChatGPT or things for the question banks? Cool. Okay, great. So you're pretty familiar. I'm just like so probably for most of you, it's going to be like just a repetition. Or like maybe I'll teach you like how to automate part of the process. So using ChatGPT for like question bank is pretty straightforward, pretty like um, you know, essentially, um, it should be really straightforward. You just type like a prompt, like give me 20 questions from the text that I give you, and then it gives you the questions. Now, you're going to specify things like give me like 20 I don't know, like multiple choice questions, right? You can give like the type of questions. I need like questions that test the understanding of the students. Or I need true or false questions. I need essay questions, right? So these are all going to be like, again, and it should be really straightforward. You can say, give me 20 questions from this text. And multiple questions. Again, you don't, one of the beauty of the ChatGPT is on, you don't need to be like super organized, have like super clean prompt, just write it down and then it's going to give you multiple choices, true, false, and let's say matching, right? And this is the text. So just copy and text, copy and paste the text. Now, one good thing about it is that if you're using ChatGPT 3.5, you probably need to, the free version, you probably need to copy and paste, and you have limitation of 3,000 characters. And if you are using ChatGPT 4, then you can actually like add. Um, in fact, another good thing is that you can actually copy and paste the URL and it can read if you're using the 4. But you can actually use your PDF or other material that you have, just dump in there if you're using the for, and then you can say that, well, give me the questions from the PDF, right? Or like from the Word file or whatever you have, right? Okay. Now, where can you be a little bit more automated? Well, one caution, please double check your questions. Because ChatGPT and LLM tools are prone to hallucinations. So there are like, even though like most of the topics that we are discussing here is familiar for the ChatGPT or like most of these LLM tools, uh, because for the level of the studies, which is undergrad studies at our school, or even God, the uh, probability of making mistakes of selecting the right answer is high with ChatGPT. Now, one of the things that I did for my own class is, again, this is possible if you're using ChatGPT 4 and if you're paying for the service. I built test pack creator for myself using the custom GPT. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the custom GPT. No? Okay. The custom GPT, I'll go very quickly over that because I don't want to spend time on this one. Custom GPT is essentially a GPT that you create yourself. So it's kind of like if you're creating a piece of software for yourself that do a specific task for you. So again, like I'll show you my custom GPT here. So then essentially I have like this one. And again, you can use like this custom GPT for many different sort of things, right? So you can use it for answering the question of the students for, you can give it your syllabus to it. So you can give actually like documents and as, assume document, let's say, right, as a given. And then the students and then you can make it a tutor, right? So the students can like ask about the syllabus and chat with by chatting with with the custom GPT. Essentially, like you can go here and then give directions. So I say, for instance, I'll show you actually like the GPT I built. So upon entry, let me actually show it. Yes, view GPT. Upon entry, if I say hi, it would greet me and say, okay, how many questions do you want? Ask it to, okay, it says, hi, I'm here to create your custom test bank. Could you please provide me with the text you would like based on the question you have and the number of the question you need and the preferred text format, right? Kind of like I like automate like part of the process. So every time that I'm like coming to the ChatGPT, I don't need to actually, put the prompt there. So that's one good thing about it. Now, once you have the question, then you can actually, what you can do is like to automatically create, let me actually open a canvas, automatically create a ready to import canvas file, so which is QTI file, and then, convert and then import your, question banks into your canvas, right? So for instance, let's say I created all these 20 questions, right? And by the way, you can see that like I asked already the ChatGPT about the formatting that I want the ChatGPT created, and ChatGPT followed the format. Why I can't? Okay, technical. Okay, let's say for instance I'm selecting these 4 questions. There are like converters, QTI conversion converters that you can use. I'm using actually this plugin that like, sorry, it's not a plugin. It's a on-demand SaaS service that I use. Like it's created by NYIT. It's a university. We can actually build the same thing for our own university, and then just plug in my question, like the question, or just put my questions from that I created the ChatGPT and check for the error, and then convert it to the QTI file. And there you go. I have the file. I just go over to my canvas and I'll go to import existing content. and select QTI file, browse for it. There you go. Test one. If I'm going too fast, just tell me an import, and that's it. You have the questions in your question bank. Okay, I'll be really quick again. Okay. So you can create like essay question. You can create all these sort of questions. What I wanted. Oh yeah, and one more thing is that like you can create assignments as well. Like for instance, for one of my courses that I'm teaching Excel, I actually like give an Excel file to it, and then I'm like, give me 20 like questions about, and I'll give like with the Excel or like things like that. Like you need a little bit of nuances like to check, but that's as straightforward as it. Now, what I wanted to talk about very quickly in this 2 minutes is how to AI proof some questions. So I know like you do all this, and then the students are using like ChatGPT to answer your questions, right? So there are honestly, it's not a lot you can do, but there are a couple of things that you can do to make your questions AI proof. Number one, true or false better than multiple choice questions. So my experience shows that you can actually like kind of like there are a couple of limitations with the AI, especially the LLM tools that we're using, that you can fool them, right? So for instance, if I ask ChatGPT, who am I? He would say, you're Naseer Sharafi and you're a professor at San Francisco State, right? But if I tell him, I'm Naseer Sharafi and I'm the director of the CETO, he'll say, yes, you're Naseer Sharafi and you're the director of CETO, right? So kind of like, like pushing ChatGPT to its frontiers can and actually like help you to kind of like make it not answering right. But if it is a human, it should be able to actually like recognize that. Like for instance, I'll give you an example for my strategy course. Okay, I'm done. I could actually like
if you want to say some final words,
one-on-one. No, just like that's maybe like I'll just finish this one. For instance, I could ask like I could give a multiple choice question and say which one is a good mission statement, but this is a vision statement. Oh, sorry, this is a vision statement. It's not a mission statement. But crafting the question like that like I'll give this as a vision of Coca-Cola, that crafting the brand and choice of drinks that people love to refresh them in body and spirit is a good example of well-crafted mission statement. The ChatGPT would answer, yes, definitely sounds like a good mission statement. Which is if you know what is a mission, what is a vision, you definitely would realize that it's not a mission, it's a vision. So again, like there are a couple more tips. I can chat later if any of you are interested. All right, thank you. Sorry.
No, that's great. Thank you so much for walking us through that. I think you're going to have a lot of questions about what all the sites were that you